Something was terrifying residents in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
It may swoop down and pick a kid, first grade or second grade, or a tiny child, pick it up and fly away with it.
A winged creature with glowing red eyes.
The possibility it could have been flying, but his wings had to be up instead of out. And when it flew away, its wings was out like that.
Cryptid Hunt sets out on an investigation to what is known as the birdcage as the hunt begins. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a quaint little town where everybody knows their neighbors. It was an ordinary country town with not much excitement going on, but between November 1966 and December 1967, residents saw something that should not be here.
Most of your witnesses describe the Mothman as about 6-7 foot tall, shaped like a man.
It was like a giant bird with a wrinkled man's face. They wasn't sure that it had feathers or hair on its face.
And when it jumped out of the car, it jumped up on that building. And it didn't fly. I still did not see any wings. It jumped up there on that building.
Tall, almost 7 feet tall. All the sightings were pretty much after dark. Large wingspan.
The wingspan, 10 to 12 feet. He said it could fly at high rates of speed, and that it maybe ran on like a clumsy, like an ostrich almost, just a real clumsy running type creature.
And I could see its feet. It had a heel and a foot, and it had big claws off of them. I don't know how many toes it had or whatever, but all I seen was big claws that long.
The most prominent feature was the glowing red eyes.
The red eyes is what everybody describes.
Big red eyes that goes up kind of to a point.
Eyewitnesses describe an enormous bird-like creature, 6 to 7 feet tall, with a human-type body, wingspan up to 10 to 12 feet, clawed hands and feet, flying high rates of speed, and most disturbing, it has hypnotic glaring red eyes. In Point Pleasant, this cryptid is commonly called the Mothman. The description matches that of the Thunderbird, a legendary winged creature that the Native Americans describe in their legends and folklore. Although there is no hard evidence to prove that these giant birds exist, reported sightings go back thousands of years. The appearance of these flying monsters can prove that these could be real animals.
John Keel himself thought that this Mothman creature or big bird may have been related to the Thunderbirds.
Jeff Walmsley is a researcher and author who has investigated over 100 eyewitness accounts in West Virginia, compiling them in his book called Mothman Behind the Red Eyes. Walmsley is very familiar with the Mothman stories.
The Native American Indians, would write and draw depictions of these in caves and things like that. So there could have been a direct connection. I mean, this could be happening all over the world rather than just here in Point Pleasant. But I think the Thunderbird theory is a valid one.
It all started when investigator John Keel read about a red-eyed creature reported in West Virginia in a newspaper article. On November 15th, 1966, two couples were joyriding around the TNT area, where many of the Mothman sightings occur. Jeff Walmsley describes the sighting.
Linda Scarberry and 3 other people, her husband Roger and another couple, were up in the TNT area. It's about 7 miles north of here, Point Pleasant. They were just up there riding around. They'd go up the drag race and meet with their friends and things. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and they were